Ever since 2016, when the Disc Golf Professional Tour started, names and stats have been building up. Winners have come and gone, amazing moments have happened, and will go down in the history books. That is what we're going to be looking at today. One of, if not the most incredible streaks in disc golf history. Since the explosion of the sport with more money and athletes coming into the game, it gets harder and harder to win. And yet, one athlete was able to dominate like no other. This video is about Kristin Tattar, current world #1, and how she accomplished something unthinkable on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Before we get into the streak, we need to quickly learn about who the record holder is. Kristin Tattar is a professional disc golfer from Estonia. With an early career playing in European events, Tattar would try her hand at a few disc golf majors in the States. She would come close in a few events, but never won a major title. Until 2019, that is. She had yet to join up with the Disc Golf Pro Tour, and after an early season in Europe where she completely dominated, she would head to the Disc Golf World Championships. 6th place there would set up a great finish to her first season out on the tour. Just 2 events on the Pro Tour, the MVP Open and the Green Mountain Championship. She would take back-to-back second places. Right after that, she would win the US Women's Disc Golf Championship. But the events we're going to focus on are the Pro Tour ones. She had 2 podium finishes in 2019, and this would just be the start to an insane run. 2020 COVID happened and the European players were not able to travel to the US. Tattar played no Pro Tour events in 2020. On to the next year. Tattar wouldn't come out to the tour until about halfway through the season. She thrived in Europe like always, but it was time for a step up in competition. Playing just 4 events, Tattar would win 3 of them and place 3rd at the other, which would be the Des Moines Challenge. Tied for first heading into the final round, it would be her only slip up on the Pro Tour this year, dropping just back 2 spots but still a podium finish. Her dominance was scary in the short amount of time that she was on the tour, winning D-Glow and the Preserve and the Clash of Canyons, which is a silver series. She was a formidable force, but just as she had arrived, she was gone again until 2022. In 2022, Tattar would completely take over, playing 12 events out on the tour, not all of them, but a good amount, good enough to give her the leader in points once the season was over. Winning the tour title at the end of the year was just the cherry on top. It solidified her as the clear #1, because during the regular season, she was the best. 6 wins, 3 second places, and 3 third places for her 12 total events. And this is just the Pro Tour stuff, we aren't even talking about majors. She played incredibly well against the best fields we've ever seen. At the end of 2022, she was now at a total of 18 Disc Golf Pro Tour events. 18 for 18 podium finishes. 2023 would start out slow for Tattar, but she was still fighting for that win. After skipping the first event of the year, the Waco Annual Charity Open would be her first tournament back. Some thought that by the looks of the leaderboard, Tattar should be able to pull away for the win, but that was not the case. Ella Hansen played fantastic, challenging Tattar at every turn, but the finish would be disastrous for her. With 3 holes to play, Hansen would have a 4-shot lead over Tattar. Mistake after mistake would happen and Tattar would seize the opportunity. On hole 18, after Hansen had made 3 bogeys in a row, Tattar would have this putt to win the Waco Charity Open.
Wow. And look at this gallery too. Nerves of steel. And just living up to the world champion title that she currently holds, best in the world.
Her podium streak was still alive, 19 for 19. After Waco would be the brand new Disc Golf Pro Tour event, the Open at Austin. Completely new course to the Pro Tour, a lot had to be said about the way it was set up. Some of the big name pros were very vocal about the way the course was laid out, but regardless of that, you still have to play the event. That's what true champions do, they show up no matter what. After round 1, Tattar would be tied for first at 1 under, shocking, I know. Then round 2 came by and she was in 2nd place, just 1 shot back. But this final round, we would start to see her game falter. During the round, her forehand drives would struggle, she would make some uncharacteristic mistakes of the quality of player we know her to be. After 9 holes, she was in 3rd place. So, still in striking distance, certainly not out of it. But her play on the back 9 would take her off that podium she had been on for years. Finishing bogey, birdie, bogey, bogey, bogey to take her completely out of range of that 3rd spot. The Open at Austin would be the end of the greatest streak in our day and age of FPO disc golf. Playing against the best fields, Tattar was able to stay so close at the top for so long. When looking at what she accomplished over the years, it's pretty crazy. What's funny is seeing people talk about how maybe she had choked some wins away and maybe she can't finish strong. But like, she always puts herself in that position. Literally every event, she's on the podium. Ever heard of that saying that you need to beat this person to win an event? You need to beat Macbeth to win at Worlds, and you need to beat Tattar to win anything on the Disc Golf Pro Tour, as long as she's there. Maybe the end of a streak, but it's not the end of everything. Just the next event, she would finish in second at the Texas States. The skills of Tattar have not gone away. Who knows, maybe she'll go on a better streak than 19 for 19. As of right now, she's 1 for 1 on podium finishes.
I don't know, I just felt off today, and I was trying hard to get things going, but I don't know, it didn't work out, just bogey after bogey, and yeah, I was just trying to survive, to be honest, just to complete the round, and I just try to get some rest and focus on the next event, I guess.
Yeah, and so what is...
Before we can just call it quits on how amazing and grand of a podium streak that Tattar went on, we need to compare her to some of the other players who have thrived on the Pro Tour. By using these stats, we can get a better grasp of the accomplishment of Tattar. Two players who are in the realm of successes of Tattar would be Paige Pierce and Katrina Allen. Two players that Tattar has gone up against multiple times fighting for titles. Paige Pierce, regarded as easily in the top 2 greatest players of all time, number 1 in my book. Katrina Allen is knocking on that top 5 spot for the all-time list as well, both of them with an amazing rivalry. When the Disc Golf Pro Tour started in 2016, it did not have as many events running as it does now. Competitors like Allen and Pierce were playing majors, European events, national tour events to make their full seasons come together. Since Tattar played her first 19 events and went 19 for 19 on the podium finishes, we're going to see if Pierce and Allen can hold up against her stats. After looking at their first 19 events out on the tour, the competition really does not hold up. There's not as many events in the season, as well as the competition isn't as deep. With the COVID boom, there's been a huge rise in the player field quality, and well, the size of the fields too. Paige Pierce, over the last 19 events for the Disc Golf Pro Tour that she played in, coming all the way from the last few events in 2021 to the new events in 2023. In these events, she has 4 wins, 4 podium finishes, 9 top 10s, and 2 top 20s. So out of those 19 events, she totals 8 of them having podium finishes. An impressive resume, but not standing up to Tattar. For Allen, her last 19 events total just back into 2022 since she plays more consistently than the other two. 2 wins for her, 6 podium finishes for a total of 8 podiums just like Paige. She has 7 top 10s, 2 top 20s, and 1 top 25. Her and Paige tie at 8 podium finishes over the span of their last 19 events. 2 of the best players in the history of the Disc Golf Pro Tour, and they fall pretty far short of the streak that Tattar was able to go on.
Hey, and I just want to touch on your competition. You realize you're playing against all of the best players in the world, and you're coming out on top in dominating fashion. What does that feel like?
It feels great. I don't know what to say. I'm actually living my dream right now. This is what I've been dreaming of, and it's here, and I'm just trying to enjoy every moment of it. It's amazing.
Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, it helps out a lot. Comment down below what you thought of the insane run by Kristin Tattar, and do you think she has a chance of doing it again? Obviously, she only got 5th at the Open at Austin, so it wasn't like it was a crazy drop-off in results. It just wasn't a podium finish. I don't know about going on that same sort of run like 19 events in a row, but I think she's clearly the world #1, and I don't see another player taking that from her for a while. Alright, check out RM Disc Golf on YouTube, and we will see you guys next time. Cheers.